on now. You already know what
Yo,
this
yo,
is.
yo.
First things first, God, to this. Don't get mad with us. I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. And we got my man. Okay, if y'all don't know, my man from TikTok, my man, BJ, your number one favorite TikToker that'll tell you about pro wrestling. My man, BJ Dixon, man. How you doing, man? Good to have you on
What is
here.
going on? What is going on? Exclusive Night family. This is your friendly neighborhood wrestling TikTok creator, Benjamin J. Dixon, the real pro wrestling TikTok creator around here, man. So listen, we had a great first of all, I was there at Dynamite Live tonight. So I mean last night. So it was a great night of Dynamite. Winter is coming. We here, we lit.
Yeah, man. Look, well, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and kick off. I gotta throw in that little. I wonder. I knew it. I knew it. My man BJ. I knew he was gonna pop up, man. Hey, shout out to my man BJ. Apparently, it's National Stretching Day and National App Day. Appreciate
Yeah.
it, Zach, as always. Giving those
Yes,
national
sir. Yes,
holidays
sir.
as always. If I can't count on anybody, I'm gonna count on my man Zach to give us the national day.
Yeah, happy. Yeah, all the national holidays, man. Shout out to Zach, bro. Shout out to Zach.
Shout out to my man Zach, man. Well, let's go ahead and kick it off. Let's get it ready, man. Let's talk about that AEW Dynamite. Woo!
We live in full effect.
Man. Look, I ain't gonna lie. If I could tell y'all how I felt about this show here, y'all already know. Them rock chills, boy. That whole show of
Yeah.
Dynamite gave them rock chills, man.
Yeah.
Man,
Yes,
look, I
sir.
ain't gonna lie, man. From start to finish, we had a overall banger of a show, and we got to talk about this first thing. And honestly, the reason why I had to have my man BJ on here, okay, my man BJ was there live and in act. And y'all know when I
Yes,
got
sir.
somebody that was there at the show, I gotta have him on this show to tell us what that experience was like, man. So let's go ahead and talk about that first match of the night, the crowning,
Ooh.
okay, of the brand
Yes,
new AEW
sir.
Women's Tag Team Champion, man. Look, the Babes of Wrath going up against Tony Storm and Mina Sharkar. And this was so good, man. So
Yo.
good of a match. Like this,
Yes.
truly,
I just
truly, truly.
yes.
To
I did
see
not
these
expect them.
women right here, man.
Yes. I was so first of all, I did not expect them to even be first. So like when we was coming out, so when my homeboys and I were coming in, I was like, yo, so what match they gonna start off with? I was like, cause see, the match before this was a dark match between Stephen Borden and another gentleman. Stephen Borden made his AW sort of
Debut.
yeah, he made his AW debut last night.
Hmm.
When I tell
Interesting.
you, we popped for Stephen Borden. When I saw his name pop up on the screen, I was like it hit me all at once. So this was the match following that. This was the match.
Wow.
I was like, how you gonna follow Stephen Borden making his debut? We start off with a banger. So I was like, when I heard Willow's music, it was like, oh, I'm really here. So hearing that, and then obviously you have different things that were going on throughout the match. It was hard hitting. It was a lot of energy, a lot of just Willow doing the pounce. I remember popping for the pounce. Her doing the cannonball, signature Willow all day long. Harley doing her quote unquote finishing move. Um, it was just a great match.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
I
a
mean,
great
when
match.
you talk about Harley,
And
right?
I can own
I had to. Oh, I'm sorry.
yes.
Go ahead. You good? You good?
That pop when they won, there was not a like you like that there was a definite like it was hypnotizing the way that everybody popped at the same time when they won because everybody was like, "What do you mean?" And then like it was like one, two, three, and literally everybody was on their feet. Everybody was on
Wow.
their feet.
Wow. So you talked about Harley Cameron. I think I've been saying this for a few weeks now, just how much she's been doing, just in everything, entertaining wise. But honestly, man, like the work she's been putting in the ring, specifically in this tournament. I mean, specifically in that match last night. I said, wow. Like, look at the growth. You see how much better she's getting. Honestly, I think her being in the conglomeration shows how much better she. I mean, I was thinking about it today. I said, man, well, if you in a group with Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, Mark Briscoe, Willow Nightingale, okay, already you have a good class of wrestlers that can show you how it's done. And honestly, I feel like we're seeing that progress and that work in her right now. I mean, just a lot of the spots and the moves that she was doing. There was one where she got to the corner and she kind of like flipped through it and like came through it. I was like,
Yes, yes,
Harley, yes. I said, this is, and I mean, I mean, even from the blood and guts match, I said, Harley is really killing it right now. I said, man, if people aren't seeing this, man, the progress in her, what she's been doing, I mean, granted, she's already been great on the mic. She's already multi talented. We know the girl can sing. We know she can play a hell of a puppet. Okay, she can do everything. But to see how she's just really progressing in that ring, man, I was truly proud to see just the progress that she's
yes,
been doing these
yes.
last 3 years, man.
And for her, I follow Hardy on Instagram, so seeing her work with stuff with Tyler Breeze on at Flatback, shout out to Flatbacks
Wow.
Academy, bro. They really took care of Harley, bro. She's been working with a certain WWE superstar that we all know and love named Charlotte Flair. So she's been working with her. I was like, yo, this is this lady has got something, and
She
I
cares
kind of
about
had
her
a feeling,
craft. That's what's good
yes,
about it.
yes, like she clearly cares, and I was like, yo, this is like she is something special, and she is going to be something special. So Harley just has whatever it is, she has it.
She has it. Yeah. Yeah, man. She really does. Well, let's go into this next segment because you know that man Samoa Joe. Okay. That man Samoa Joe sitting there talking about Eddie Kingston, telling Eddie Kingston you wanted to see the man, that ran through the roster. He
Yes,
said, this
sir.
has been the same man the whole time. I said, come on, Joe, talk about it. Talk about it.
Yes,
I said, you know
sir.
what, Joe? You got it. I, I said, you know what, Joe? You got, and to be honest, the fact that this was the last match on the card, I wasn't shocked because of course this is the men's AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Anytime when Samoa Joe's talking, I gotta hear it in. I gotta listen in. But yeah, man, I,
Yes.
I enjoyed this segment, man. I thought he talked this talk, but this we gotta talk about real quick. This man, John Moxley. Moxley, this is the one that we really need. See,
Ooh.
Moxley talking about his back's against the wall, how he hasn't gotten the
Mm-hmm.
W, how it's looking a little slim. But he said in
Uh-huh.
that last grain of salt, in the last little
Yup.
piece of sand in the hourglass,
Yup.
he said it could be the biggest win that he could beat. I said, man, come on, Mox, stop talking that talk. And I'm
So,
interested, man. I'm interested. What you
man,
think about this,
li-
BJ?
listen, it was like it was dope. First of all, they put the lights down for us like when that whole thing happened. So like we were watching it as y'all were watching it on TV,
Hmm.
we had like the lights were down. So like we were watching it and we were live reacting. Like we were reacting as this was happening.
Yeah,
So um Mox, I think he is going through a time of like his mind is kind of like he's losing his mind. He's literally saying, if I just win a few more times, like you said, it could be the biggest win of my career. And I think Mox is going crazy because he's like, how could I lose to somebody like a Kyle O'Reilly? How could I lose to somebody like a Roderick Strong? Like, and it's like a thing of like, it's toying with his mind. And you gotta think about it. He just got knocked out by Takeshita on Collision. So you have to also think about it from that perspective as well. So I think that he's just he's losing his mind and he's kind of being that tyrant leader that he always has been.
Yeah.
He always and then Daniel Garcia. There are no words to describe how this man is hated. The chorus of boos this man got when he stood up and started talking during the promo, like it
Really.
was one of those things where I was like, I realized how universally hated this man is. So, um, it was a great segment all around. Seeing it live and having the reactions of the crowd and to know how to react with the crowd was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Yeah, man. See, I figured that'd be good. But let's go ahead and talk about this next match, man. That match, and this is part of that Continental Classic with good old Jack Perry going up against Okada. And you see what happened.
Yes.
Okada getting the
Yes.
dub over Jack Perry. I said, man, this was a banger. But
Yes.
I need to see what was your thoughts on this, BJ? Because after the segment is really what we're gonna dig down and dig. Wow, pause.
Okay.
That was crazy. Um,
Okay.
really, just the next segment. This is what we're really gonna kind of talk about. But I just want to get just your thoughts on that match alone, because
Okay.
honestly, every match that we've seen on this Continental Classic has been exactly that, a Continental Classic.
Yes. Yes. So here's the thing. Okada's entrance coming like I didn't realize how loud that power was gonna be. So I was not prepared for like the when he threw his hands up and the pyro went off. It was
Hmm.
crazy. So, but the match itself, that was a banger. So like initially, because when my buddies and I we were watching it, and we were just kind of like, "Yo, what's gonna happen?" So like the match started off a little slower for our like on in the live atmosphere. It looked a little slow to begin with, but then
Hmm.
once it picked up, everybody was like this like we would start like my section the section was not on the hard cam. We started the this is awesome chant. We started that whole this is awesome chant. So everybody we were like, so if you heard a random group of people just saying this was awesome, that was my group of people. So we were literally going around just saying this is awesome, this is awesome. And Jack Perry showed that he can literally be more than just a tag team guy.
Oh
And
yeah,
he showed this through like through his through the sheer athleticism this man showed is amazing. And then Okada, like it proves that Okada can literally have a match with anybody. The man can
yeah,
have a match with a broomstick and make the broomstick look good.
yeah. I just said that same
And
thing about Kenny Omega, but it's like the more and more I see Okada, I'm like, that man can
dude,
just do whatever.
like he's one of the legitimate, to me, in my personal opinion, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Like, and for me to just be very recently getting to know him in terms of I've seen clips of the guy, but to actually see his full fledged work
That's
is just
catalog,
like
yeah.
it's kind of it's crazy to like think of like somebody like him that came from that New Japan school of thought, and it was kind of it's so cool to see it. It's so cool to like be able to see somebody who, to many people, was considered the greatest Japanese wrestler of all time. Even though I think that's Kenny Omega or Kenta Kobashi, but you'll definitely this match was fantastic,
Fantastic.
fantastic.
Fantastic. And what I love that after, that man Don Callis, man. Look,
Yeah,
Don Callis, man.
wait till I
Sitting
tell
out
you.
here.
Wait till I tell you the way the crowd reacted to this.
Oh man. Don Callis sitting out here trying to offer Jack Perry the same $1 million he was trying to give the Bucks, man. And honestly,
Yo,
Jack Perry wasn't for it. He declined. Then they tried to beat the hell out of Jack Perry. Luchasaurus comes out, and he kind of stopped right in the beginning of the ring. But then the Young Bucks came clean house with them steel chairs, man. I mean, hitting that BTE on Okada to the point where they actually were getting ready to. The Bucks were actually about to hit a
Hmm.
super kick on Don Callis. But that man, Takeshita, comes and saves Don Callis's bald ass and runs off. And of course, the Bucks hit another super.
Dude.
But yeah, this was the interesting segment. I love this. I love this, and I've said this before. Don Callis has been killing it. Has been my favorite heel manager I've seen in a while. And before I let you go, BJ, just one thing I want to point out. I don't know if, of course, the people that have seen Monday Night Raw, but what I thought was interesting, the same situation that Paul Heyman did, holding the show hostage and all that. I said to myself, that's funny. Don Callis did this last week. But I guess it just looks too a little too close to the I don't even know
Yeah,
what else to say.
yeah,
It's a little too close to
yeah.
say.
Listen,
The
it's
fact that it happened the
a little too
next
close to
week.
home.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. For somebody like a Don Callis who I just learned like a few months ago actually. Him and Lance Storm has some history in ECW. So there may have been some gems passed on from the wise man on to Don Callis. You never know. You never know. So
Maybe
it was
Don Callis to the wise man, because Don
yeah,
Callis is low
yeah,
key up there. Don
yeah,
Callis been up there. He's been doing a lot of work.
yes. He is to me he is the modern day Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan.
I can see that.
He is the modern day Bobby Heenan. Um so in this segment, first of all, I would like the crowd reaction to this. And I would tell y'all this because I was there live. Like it was like when he tried to throw him the money, we all were like, Kenny's gonna we all saying Kenny's coming out, Kenny's coming out. Because we're thinking it's gonna be Kenny Omega. So we're thinking, oh, Kenny Omega's about to come out. It's about to be like, I had my phone ready. 'Cause I was like, Kenny Omega's about to come out. I'm about to see this entrance.
Boy, ready, boy.
And the next thing I knew, I hear Jack say, for the second time in my life, I'm gonna bite off more than I can chew. And everybody knew exactly what he was going to do. Like everybody was like, yeah, bite him, bite him. So the sickos were in full.
He said, bite him, bite him, bite him.
Yeah, everybody was like, bite him. Like
Oh,
I was like, wait. So
sick.
I was not ready for the energy of that crowd, but it was so different because you can hear any and everybody just saying all kinds of different things. Like we were talking smack the Don while we were in the crowd. Like while he was talking, we were all talking smack the Don, and like he's just like ignoring the crowd. So like this man literally like I cannot wait till he gets his comeuppance. He gets a V trigger from either Kenny or gets an EVP trigger from the Bucks. Like
It's
that would
due.
make my
It's
night.
definitely it's due. It's happening. We know that's
Yes.
happening soon. Oh man, let's get into this next segment, man. I love to see this, man. I love to see the conglomeration just celebrating in arms, man.
Dude,
This
dude.
truly just made me happy just to see it all, man. Just Roderick Strong in the corner. He don't give a damn. He don't care.
Hmm. Yeah, so like the live crowd reaction to this was fantastic, Eric. Like the thing about it is when that segment came up, like I literally jumped up and said, "That's my champion. That's my champion." Everybody looked up at me like I was crazy. I was like, "Yo, Willow and Mark Briscoe in the same segment at the same time." I gotta give that's my champion. Like so. I was like, yo, they they did a pretty good job, like which is just with balancing the co-
The- I- right?
the comedic
The,
stuff and
I
the
love
fun
it.
type
And
atmosphere.
serious, and then they can get wild and great. Like
Yes.
something about that group, man. Like I think they have so much potential. Um,
Yes.
I think it's just so much when it comes to like what they're doing
Yes.
and just like them as a whole, like again as a conglomeration. Um, and just really like I love how Mark Briscoe's got the crazy wild side to him. You got Harley; she
Yes.
can do whatever she wants. Willow's kind of more of the that like the powerhouse. Roger Strong's
Yes.
more of the grumpy one. Kyle is the one that's like, hey, come on, let's accept this. Come on, guys. Like everybody's kind of got a certain character to them. And again, I think it's just a great balance between the both, like between all of
I I compare the conglomeration to the Smurfs. Like in
them.
terms of like every emotion you could think of is in that group. If you
Yeah.
if you know who the Smurfs are, you know exactly what that reference is. So, like I akin them to the Smurfs in terms of like the groups, like overall likability and just you're gonna be in something fun when the collaboration comes on the screen.
Yeah, man. It really like that's probably one of my groups where I'm like, this is fun. Like I'm really
Yes,
having fun like watching it.
yes,
So yeah, man. I'm having a little bit of let me see, hold on. I had a little something going on real quick on my end. Let me give me a second, y'all. Give me a second, people. It's taking me a second. All right, here we go. I think I'm getting back into the game now. See, they was trying to mess me up, man. Those people was trying to get me. They ain't like what we were saying, BJ. We said too much facts.
yeah, yeah. That
That happens a lot.
the internet don't want us to be great.
Okay, I'm back. I'm good. I'm good now. I'm good. We back. We back in it. Well, let's go
And
ahead and talk
while
about.
Eric is getting the stuff together, there was not a more hospitable audience than the AEW audience. So I want to tell y'all something for all the people who may not like AEW, and you say, well, it's the fans that are the problem. It's the fans. The fans that I met in section 105 were the most hospitable, some of the most nice fans that I ever met. So, in terms of wrestling fans, I met some of the coolest people. I told Eric this when I was on when we were in the pre-live when we were in the green room. We literally walked past Sean Dean from Ring of Honor from Shane Taylor Promotions as we were going into the line. I met a random guy who was a fan of WB for a long time and then ended up getting into AEW. Like, so I met a lot of cool people through it, like through this particular event. Like, even though like I didn't get handles of social medias and everything like that, but like we like there are people who have connections with anybody when it comes to just the wrestling community, bro. A lot of people are just very, very much inviting. It was a very inviting atmosphere, and it didn't really care. Like people didn't care what promotion you was wearing because like there was a dude with a Cena shirt on. There was a dude with a John Cena shirt on. Nobody questioned it. Like nobody questioned it. Nobody poked fun of them for it. It was literally just everybody having fun. The guy who cosplays as Sting was there. Like
I
so,
seen
like
that. Yeah, I seen it.
yeah. So I mean, it was just a fun experience overall.
Yeah. And see, and that's the thing, man, about those AW crowds, man. It's just nobody's there to sit there and mark you. Nobody's sitting there like people know what you're here for. They're here, they want to have fun. And even if it don't matter, even if you are wearing a WWE shirt, they still accept you. Just don't be on that WWE tribalist mark BS.
Yes,
That's
yes.
it. That's
Like we were
it.
having like during commercial breaks, we were having debates about the Shield during the AEW show. During the AEW show,
Mm.
we were having debates on who the greatest of all time between Roman, Seth, and John Moxley, who was the greatest of all time. There was a literal debate going on in our entire section of like, no, John. Like I was saying, no, Mox is the greatest of all time. Somebody said my homeboy said Roman was the greatest of all time. My best friend, who was a huge fan of Seth Rollins, don't know how, don't know why, but he was saying that Seth is the greatest of all of the three of them, and we were having some conversations with our people in our section about WCW and Rey Mysterio. Like wrestling is so diverse in the point where like you can have a conversation mid commercial break about a random group that came out during the 2010s or a random era back in the 90s or different things like that, and you can. It's all about wrestling. That's what brings everybody together. It's truly America's greatest pastime. Like in all seriousness, wrestling and baseball are America's two greatest pastimes in terms of things that just bring people together.
Go ahead, BJ. I like that. I like that. I like that. All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about that man, Eddie Kingston, the man that knows how he can talk, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie. Eddie was telling me he felt a little nervous.
Uh,
Said,
I
he
was
said,
scared
why
for Eddie,
not?
dog. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, man. He said his family was there, everybody was there. I said, well, come on, Eddie. But I thought this was still a good segment. I really enjoyed it. But we really got to talk about this next one. Mark Briscoe talking, okay, to Tony Schiavone. What I thought was interesting. How, Daniel Garcia, man,
Well, that
comes
punk.
around,
I got some words for
man.
Garcia too. I got some words for Garcia.
Interesting thing that they're talking about. We know they got a match coming up at Collision, for that TNT title.
Yeah, shout out to
Honestly,
Wales.
BJ, who
Shout out
you
to
got on
Wales, by the
this, and
way.
what's your thoughts on this, man?
By the way, shout out to Wales because they getting this cool match. I was like, yo. So when Mark Briscoe came out, and I heard the reach for the sky, boy, everything in me got up. I said, yeah, I gotta hit my. I said, this is my guy. My homeboy was going crazy because I got him on to Mark Briscoe. 'Cause I was telling him the story of
Mm,
Jay and how Jay, like Mark Briscoe, for those of you guys who don't know, the Briscoe brothers are my favorite tag team other than the Hardys. Other than the Hardys, they are my favorite tag team. So because of them, I'm a fan of tag team wrestling because of these guys. So Mark and Jay Briscoe have a special place in my heart. That's why I don't. That's why you'll never hear me disparage Ring of Honor or any other promotion
hmm.
because of those guys. So to
Yeah.
see Mark Briscoe carrying on the legacy of his brother, um, and to not only do that, but to be a TNT champion and to represent the network that said that he was not even allowed to be on there, and to have that whole redemption arc, fantastic. And
Fantastic.
also, so for him and Daniel Garcia, I do think that Daniel Garcia will find a way to cheat, but it's not going to work in his favor.
Mm,
And Mark Briscoe's gonna get the upper hand. God damn, this is going to be sort of like a reign where like kind of like what Adam Copeland had, where he was bringing up a lot of talent and bringing up a lot of unknowns and just saying, okay, I'm gonna give this young guy a chance. I'm gonna give this person a chance. I'm gonna give Minoru Suzuki a chance. I'm gonna give Matt Cardona a chance. I'm gonna give this person a chance. It's gonna be just like that in terms of the elevation of talent surrounding him.
I can see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think that'd be good for him, though. I think that really would. But yeah, I think everything Mark Briscoe's been doing this last year and a half, since Jay's passing, I think this man has been doing a remarkable job.
Remarkable, remarkable.
Remarkable, literally. I think I think everything he's been doing with the conglomeration, everything from even going from being a because I mean, granted, I got a chance to see the Briscoes live in a tag team in 2020. Ring of Honor had a free show in Baltimore. Thank the Lord, I was able to see the Briscoes actually wrestle. I
Yo,
mean,
okay, okay.
yeah, man. I
See,
was able to take.
this was my first wrestling show ever. So like for
Oh, this
me
is your
to
very
see
first show ever.
my very first show ever. I
Wow.
wanted see
So
I
this
had
was
three
definitely
opportunities.
special.
Yo, so like there were three times when I wanted to go to a wrestling event. When Ring of Honor came to Atlanta, when Cody was when before Cody signed and put that pen to paper with that AEW deal, I
Hmm.
wanted to go to see him and Jay Lethal. I had to
Oh,
see that.
guys, okay, it's funny how you said that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I actually got a
Mhm.
chance to meet Jay Lethal when I went to that show
See
in
now,
Baltimore. Yeah.
see now we got a
Yeah,
problem.
he
See
was
now we got a
cool.
problem here.
He was
See
cool, man. Jay,
now we
that's a
got a
cool
problem because
dude, bro.
you met my hero before me.
I'm
That's
sorry, man.
that's my
It was at random. I said Jay Lethal. I was like,
yes,
yo. But
yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah,
That's
that
that.
was a dope experience.
Yes. So Ring of Honor came to Atlanta back in 2018 when they were at the Center Stage
Mm,
Arena. Now this
good
is
time. That was a good
this,
time.
this was this is right in the thick of when right before Cody left to go to AEW. So like this is right before Final Battle and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And Cody was just going on a streak of just being a tweener and doing the Bullet Club stuff. And that was one of the other that was one show. And then obviously with when as we all know when Rock came back the first time around and he interfered in the Miz and John Cena match, that was in the Georgia Dome, yo. That was in the Georgia Dome. So I was in school at that time, but I wanted to
Mhm.
go. And then another time was obviously Bad Blood last year when Punk and Drew
Oh,
had that genera
really?
when that generational steel cage match happened between Punk
Yeah.
and Drew, my homeboy and I we were like, bro, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
And
That was one I think that was worth going to
and
from
we
WWE.
literally we literally were like, we gotta save our money. And then the moment we looked at the ticket prices, we said, no way. No way. Not for like I was like, but then for some reason, not believe this was all God, bro. Like for some reason, AEW tickets were $30.
Wow.
Everything, so like everything
Come on,
lined
bro.
up, everything lined up, everything happens in perfect timing, So when it comes to shows like this, like I was like, yo, this is like this was number one was an affordable show. It was probably my first show, and to be something that like I will just remember forever. Like this will be something I will talk for time and time and time and time again about that I went to an AEW Dynamite show and and I didn't have no crazy experience. I had no lame experience with a fan. I literally got to see somebody who I consider one of the greatest of all time, Samoa Joe, wrestle live. I got to see somebody who at one time I did not know much about, Eddie Kingston, and then seeing him wrestle for the very first time. I got to see somebody who I also looked up to, like Brian Danielson. Somebody, so like it was it was a fantastic experience for me, man. It's a fantastic experience.
That's good, man. Hey, look, I tell anybody, man, you go to an AEW because me and HB Prince, Mr. Exclusive, we went to the very first Dynamite show
Yeah,
2019 in DC.
yeah,
And even that was an incredible experience. Went to Full Gear that same year. So yeah, man, I tell anybody, you go to an AEW show, you go as a pro wrestling fan, you will have a good time. That is guaranteed. That's guaranteed.
yes, yes.
But let's go ahead and talk about this next segment, man. Because I ain't even gonna lie, some of these people's out of pocket. By people, I'm talking about this triangle of madness right here. These women here. Oh man, Tekla, as my man, Tekla. Nah, man, look, this was good,
The
man. Look,
toxic spider herself.
man, they out here beating the hell out of everybody in the back. What I loved about it, Chris Statlander, Long Island's own,
Hmm.
okay, comes out, literally starts to beat the hell out of Tekla, tries to get the upper hand, and of course, Julia and Sky Blue started to try to beat the hell out of Chris Statlander, but that
Mercy.
meant nothing. Okay, Chris Statlander got that steel chair, and she was ready for all bull. So we're gonna be seeing that happening very soon. I believe that is on this Saturday for Winter is Coming for part two.
That's on the Cardiff show as well.
Yeah, man. So that's going to be a banger, man. I think this is going to be a great match. Honestly, when it comes to Chris Statlander, and I'm not just saying this because he's from Long Island. I think this last year she's been putting out bangers, and the fact that she, again, beat Tony Storm, had the Fatal 4-Way all out. Come on, man. We
Yeah,
I'm not gonna keep playing when it comes to this girl, Chris Sadler. I just think she's on her roll. She's in her mood. You know what I'm saying? Well, I expect. Damn, she in her mood. Like, yeah, no, for real. But she really is, though, man. I mean,
yes.
Chris Sadler is killing it.
Chris has been in her bag as of recently.
Yeah,
Now I knew she was a problem. My first introduction to her was that match with her and Jay Cargill, bro. So like, I was like,
yeah,
oh, this lady about to be a problem. So when I saw that match, I said, oh, she about to be a problem. Like, so seeing her going that rise that she's been on is just fantastic. The fact that they have somehow reshaped the bad booking they did with her initially with that heel turn and turning it around, making her one of the biggest baby faces in the company that's not named Tony Storm or Will Nightingale or Harley Cameron. For her to be the biggest baby face, one of the biggest baby faces, is fantastic work, not only on her part, but on Tony Khan's part. On shout out to Madison Rain, who was the producer, who's helping out producing the women's matches and helping out behind the scenes. It's phenomenal to see her journey, man. It's phenomenal to see her
yeah,
journey.
man. Yeah, I mean, a lot of those women, man. I feel like in that women's division, especially, yeah. Again, shout out to Madison Rain. That woman has been doing work for decades, man. I mean, it's great to see just how much that women's division is just cooking over there in AEW,
Yes,
man. I
yes,
don't think enough people
yes,
are talking about. Everybody always talks about, how it's stacked on NXT and WWE. But I mean, we look at this division for the women in AEW. I think they can go neck and neck. Personally, I think
yes,
they could. I
yes.
think they could put on a little bit of a better show than some of the women on WWE. And
I'm,
that
I'm,
might be a little
mhm,
biased, but
mhm.
I don't
To
know,
me,
man.
to me, not thought about this. Like my dream AEW versus WWE card has always had the main event of Chris Statlander versus Bianca Belair, bro. Like
Mm.
Bianca versus Chris Statlander. I think a lot of people. You'll be shocked how many people will come out just to watch that one match.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd go and watch it because I'd just love to see what would happen. Like, how would these women lock up? But speaking of lock up, they need to lock. I ain't gonna lie, they need to lock these two men up right here for what they did last night. Okay, Swerve, Heyman, Adam Page,
Yo,
going up against the Ops. Man, this was
yes,
another
yes,
banger
yes, yes,
right
yes,
here.
yes,
Honestly, you seen how look at this. Look at this. Come on. You can't
brother,
tell me this ain't
brother,
aura.
brother. When I tell you, okay, I got a crazy story about this match too. I
Man,
got a
look at
crazy
this real
story.
quick. Look at that.
Yo,
Just
mm, just
nasty work.
nasty,
Nasty work.
nasty. So, so first of all, shout out to Hangman for throwing the beer. Shout out to Powerhouse House for throwing that beer on Hangman's back right there in my section. Because see, this happened. So we literally saw Swerve come through our part of the crowd section. Like he wasn't in our in the direct crowd in our direct section, but he
Mhm.
was in the section right next, like two sections right next to ours. So I had my camera up and they were like, "Yo, yo, yo, look, it's Swerve, it's Swerve." So Swerve's entrance, that whole entrance that he did, we were like, we were going around looking for him. So we saw Swerve and got pictures with him. I mean, we didn't get pictures with him, but I got a picture of him, and I got a video of his entrance. Bring out the taking out the ops dojo and just
Oh
going
yeah.
through. So like it was anarchy over there. So like um to put it very plainly, Eric, like it was crazy because it broke out into the merch stand area, which where I was. You couldn't see me because I'm short as all get out. So, but I was right back there. My homeboy who was like 7 feet tall for no reason whatsoever got my phone, started recording it for me, and
Wow.
so like so I was like, yo. This is crazy. Shibata is an animal, and Shibata is super duper tall. too. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this dude is huge in real life. Number one, and then number two, why you gotta do my man Swerve like that? You gotta put him in that chair, try to be slick, and Swerve was just he was put on a clinic out there, just like doing all the crazy
Just
stuff.
yeah, man. I loved it. I thought something about Swerve, man, got an unspoken aura, man. It's just
Yes.
unspoken, and
So
it's good though. It's a good
but
one.
with Swerve, like one thing I will say about him is he ain't gotta say a whole lot. He's one of those wrestlers that he doesn't have to say a whole lot. His presence in the ring
There you
is
go.
one thing that shines through. And even from his NXT days, like you could tell he had some untapped potential that just was not being realized as of yet. But when he came to AEW and you saw how like, oh, this is a different character from Isaiah Scott. This is Swerve, money
Yeah.
making Strickland. Um, so so it was just a great match. It was a fun for me. This was the fun match of the night. This was the fun match.
Mm.
It wasn't like
Okay.
about per se the It wasn't about the great technician technical stuff. It was just the fact that it was fun because I got a chance to interact, got a chance to take pictures and different things of that nature. The interactions were just fantastic with this match. It was a very fun match. Very fun match.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We gotta talk about a couple of settings because I ain't gonna lie. Winter is coming has some stuff going on. Don Callis back at it again. Talking his stuff, telling Kenny, well, really telling the Young Bucks, that he's issuing a challenge and he's issuing a match. I said, first of all, Don, you're insane for this. Telling the Bucks we'll have a match, and whoever wins this match, we can do a trios match. Whoever wins this match wins the $1 million. I
Yep.
said, okay, Don. Okay, okay, cool. And then we flash forward to this man, Big Stoke. I said, man, damn, two promos in one, but I was for it. Big Stoke talking about how the guns are ready
Uh,
for FTR. I said, man, look, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing this, but I want to see the guns, man. I got to see the full four. I know we got two out of the four, but I got to see the full gun club, man. I got to see the full bang
mhm.
bang gang, man. But
Yeah.
let's come on. Come on, man. Look how
Ooh.
this finished. Look at
Match
this.
of the
Night.
year.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
Match
Because it
of
had
the
me like
year.
this. That's how I felt the whole way. And you know what else, BJ? I'm gonna tell you what that gave me. I'm pretty much, I think you know what it gave me. Rock chills, man. That
Yo.
match had me on the edge of my seat.
To see
Speedball.
to see it live and in person, Eric,
How was that
was
for you? Yeah, how was that? That because
so
because
so
me
first
sitting
of
here watching
all,
on TV, I said, nah, this match was insane. Even times when I
so
thought the match was over, especially when Kyle Fletcher's in, and Speedball still, I said, oh no, this is insane. I said, how much longer can you go? I
so
said, this is crazy. What's your
so
thoughts,
like
man?
so to see the match live was like, first of all, Kyle Fletcher's entrance has a lot more aura in person than it does on screen.
Really? I believe it.
Yes, yes. Because like when he came out, everybody's like, yeah, this man has the interest of a world champion. Like everybody like consistent. It was a general consistency, a general consensus that this man is going to be champion, a world champion at some point. So then the Speedball and Kyle Fletcher match was just fantastic in so many different ways. Like we saw like that shooting star press that Mike Bailey does on the apron,
Oh my
that was
God.
fantastic.
Amazing.
The skull. Now I'm gonna tell you my favorite spot of the entire match. That skull kick that Mike Bailey did, and when Kyle Fletcher decides not to kick out, decides to kick out, and I was like, he kicked out. He kicked. My homeboy and I were looking at each other. We were looking at each other like we was I'm like, this is crazy. Nobody kicks out the skull kick. So, because I'm like, Miyu Yamashita uses it, and nobody gets up out of that. But when Speedball Mike Bailey meets the Proto Star, for some odd reason, now he's kicking out of the skull kick. And then there were so many times, bro. We thought I'm like, oh, Speedball's done, because I'm like, oh, how about hit the brain buster, and ain't nobody gonna get up from that. And then he would find some sort of way to reverse it, and just Speedball was just he did his best showing tonight. I mean, like, he did his best showing that night. He did his best showing in terms of how well paced the match was. It was just the right pace. I thought it was going to be a draw. Honestly, I was like, "Yo, they about to
Yeah.
it's about to be a 20-minute draw." So this match
In the
was
last
just,
minute too, by the way, winning
dude,
in the very last minute.
dude. When I tell you, I was like, they about to run the clock down on these dudes. I was
What?
like, I was like, "Phew." And then like when
Man,
Mike Bailey is one of those just it's one of
clean.
those athletes, bro, that like if you just have not experienced this man live, you need to. Like he is one of those wrestlers that like he feeds off a live crowd. You can tell that.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, like he is the version of you know Daniel LaRusso and all this different like he embraces him being the Karate Kid 2.0. He embraces
Yeah.
being that. So like, and to me, as somebody who I wasn't all that great at karate, but I do like the
The way of the
strike
martial
base.
arts.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's
The
that Bruce Leroy for your point.
yes. Bruce Leroy, most definitely. So for me, it was more so like the combat sort of moves that he would do. For me, like I knew who Speedball was before he came here. I knew him when when he had that match of the year, another match of the year prospect with Will Ospreay back on the TNA days. Back when Will Ospreay was out here just casually just having bangers in every company he went to. So it was just it was fantastic to see um somebody like him get that ovation from the crowd. And you can tell he felt that. Um and Kyle Fletcher's expression and how the crowd was like our section was screaming this is awesome, and it went all around to the entire section, and everybody else was saying this is awesome. Like our section started every other chant that you heard, we started it. So we had just the whole stadium was rocking the entire time. Like it was just it was fantastic, bro. Like it was just like it was a sight to behold in terms of seeing that type of wrestling match. It really, and as I told somebody on live, I said my top 10 changes every week or every month now with these AEW matches, because every time they come out, they have a new match that I'm really digging at the moment. So this was just a fantastic match, and I feel like this for me is one of the TV matches of the year, if not the TV match of the year.
Yeah. 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 I think you're 100% right about that one, BJ. I think even if I didn't even count Blood and Guts as a weekly match, I'm throwing this. I think this is a great candidate. This is a great because I still would say one of my favorite TV matches on AEW had still would be Osprey versus MJF and that 59 minute and 57-second match. Still one of my
Oh
favorite matches
my
on Dynamite of all time.
my favorite Dynamite match currently had would have to be Mystico versus MJF Grand Slam
Oh
Mexico.
yeah, yeah, that one was
Yes,
crazy.
and
Took
like
the
you,
mask and then
yeah, and you know me. I'm a fan of Lucha Libre across the board. So I was a huge fan of that entire event. But just the 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 ludicrousness of that match was just crazy, and then MJF just showing us that he can adapt to anybody's style, no matter who is
anything, anybody's
like.
style, man. See, I don't
So
think people would be talking about that enough. People don't give
yeah,
that man
like
MJF credit for that.
yes, yes. Like it's MJF, like he's just one of those, and he says it himself, but he is a truly a generational talent.
Yeah,
Like he truly is that generational talent that he doesn't just talk the talk, he actually walks the walk. Like he
and
this
walks
man
it very
can.
well.
Yes. My favorite MJF match is the Brian Danielson match, and that was his test of endurance. Like that showed me, oh, he really can. He does this on the real level.
Yeah. Like he
So
ain't on
like,
that BS. That man said, I can give you a 30, 40, 50 minute match if you
yeah,
ask me.
yup, yup,
Great matches,
yup.
man. Let's go and talk about this man, Adam Hangman Page. You know, he came back there, talked to Renee. He said, he was going to be looking at the match very closely. He said it doesn't matter who wins. What he's focused on, the AEW World Title. I said, all right, Adam, I feel that. But this
That's
next
great.
segment, my
Hmm.
guys, and I've been saying this. Anytime if I see Nick with a bag of money, I definitely get worried because he got a little bit of a gambling problem. But it's
Yes,
all good.
sir.
They were taking up the offer or the challenge mainly from Don Callis. They said it needed a third person. They asked Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus said, "Nah, I ain't the one to ask." Pointed at the door, and
It's
that
Kenny
door,
Omega.
Kenny Omega, man. So you know
Yes,
how it is,
sir.
man. Bucks come up to Kenny Omega. They say, "Look, we need you one last time. This is for the money. This is for the big one." Kenny said, "I don't even think I want to do it for the money. I don't want to do it for the money." He said, "Hell, I do this for free." He said, "Man, look, we can do
Yeah,
it. Let's get it." Don Callis family versus the elite. Good night. And
bang.
look,
Yeah,
man, I was ecstatic. I love to
bro.
see the elite together, regardless. Love to see Kenny Omega. Bro, I've been said this: the Young Bucks, best tag team of all time. I don't think there's nobody touching those Bucks for real.
Hmm.
I don't think there's nobody touching Nick and Matt. Whether it comes to brothers, friends, people that don't even like. Nobody's touching those guys, man. I think those are just. I've never seen them have a bad match. I've never seen these men botch. I haven't seen these men wrestle in person a few times. And I will always say, no tag team is touching that. They're just
Yeah.
flawless when it comes to the Bucks. Flawless. But I can't wait to see this match. BJ, what are your thoughts, man? What you think about this whole thing?
So first, the pop for Kenny Omega when he popped up on screen was like the way that you heard, like they muffled the crowd's noise because we went crazy for Kenny. Everybody was like Kenny, and when he came out, it was just kind of a thing of we knew something was about to go down when that door opened.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited for this 3 hour Dynamite next week. So that was just a great segment all around. Great segment all around.
Yeah, I agree, man. I loved it. I thought, especially with Luchasaurus, like,
Now I'm a huge Kenny Omega, and just like how you are about the Bucks, I'm a fan of Kenny Omega. I've always said that Kenny Omega is one of the greatest of all time, especially in this generation of wrestlers. I have never found a bad Kenny Omega match.
that's what I'm
Never
saying.
found. I ain't
That's
seen
what
a
I'm
bad Kenny
saying.
Omega match yet. So
Yeah.
so like my first match of me seeing him was him versus Penta at the original All In, the original All In
Wow.
Chicago. My introduction to this man was in 2018. I missed over half of his career in New Japan because of the fact that, like, this man. Cause see, New Japan was something that was kind of foreign to me, so I was like Japan, what's this? And then I realized how legendary a lot of those wrestlers are over there, and I'm like, yo, these dudes are whole legends in
Yeah,
other
you come to find out
promotions.
so many people like Chris Jericho,
Yes,
went
yes.
to Japan and did his thing
Chris
over there. So many
Benoit,
Chris
like,
Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, even Hulk Hogan had a time
yes,
in New
yes.
Japan, in
Even
Japan.
Owen,
So
even the late great Owen Hart, rest in peace to
yeah,
him, had
yeah,
had a
like
great had,
a lot of them go over there to get that to find out what that real technical wrestling is, man. The
yes,
Japanese, they get
yes,
you
yes,
right.
yes,
Look at
yes,
Mercedes. She went to Japan. Look,
yes,
see what she's been
yes,
doing ever since.
yes. My favorite style of wrestling, like other than lucha libre, is the Japanese style of wrestling because of Kenny Omega and because of guys like Chris Benoit and different things like that. Because I knew New Japan was a thing, but I
Hmm.
didn't realize how like big it was until I started studying, doing the research behind why this promotion is like this and all this other stuff. So like it's crazy. Like once you go into that rabbit hole, it's hard to dig yourself out.
That's it, boy. That's it. But let's go ahead and talk about this main event, man. Oh man, I ain't gonna lie. Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, man, going up
Joe
against
is
Eddie
gonna kill
Kingston.
you.
And honestly, man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna say this wasn't a shock. It wasn't a shock. But to see this man Samoa Joe getting the dub over Eddie Kingston, and this was the finish right here.
Yes, sir.
I think
That's it.
overall, man, that was I mean, Dynamite, hands down, another great show. I mean,
Yes, yes,
again, if you ask me what was my favorite parts of that night, I'd probably give you, I got a few. First thing I'd have to say, seeing the women, getting that tag team champion. I ain't even gonna lie. To see that, come on. Because
yeah,
it's to the point where I know that these women in this specific brand, this division, have a promising future, whether it comes for the matches, utilization, storyline. I have a lot of hope because when we look at how that tournament went, how many storylines was going on through that, how many storylines progressed even through the blood and guts match and going forward, and we're still seeing even we was talking about with Tekla, Sisters of Sin,
yes,
Chris Allen.
yes,
Where was that coming from as well? Blood and guts. And so I think the women have a lot of work, like good work in their hands. That's about to start happening very soon. But yeah, I mean, seeing the women's tag team division starting up, I thought it looked great. Um, First of all, I'd have to say my favorite match of the night: Speedball Mike Bailey versus Kyle Fletcher.
now
I mean, best match of
oh
the night, man.
yes, yes. To me, like it's what like to me, like my favorite one is obviously Speedball and Kyle Fletcher. But in terms of like the funness of it all
Oh
and the
yeah.
fond memories I'll have, it has to be Swerving
And
Heyman
hey man,
versus Swerving Heyman versus Hobbs and Shibata, bro.
yeah.
Like just from the fun memories, I will carry that the fact that I saw that and I was able to see the actual match up close and seeing Swerve up close and realize I'm like, dude, this guy is huge. Like so that was fantastic. Just a great night of just wrestling in general. I do think that we're gonna see two great nights of wrestling. And this is where like Collision is gonna be a banger. And then obviously you got Saturday Night's main event that's coming up. That's gonna be also a banger. I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
I'm
Um,
hoping as well too.
um, because I'm not gonna get into TKO and their booking, but but we're but I do think that AEW has has set a great table in terms of what to expect. Here, like they give us a great menu and the entrees were great, and they gave us a great dessert at the end. They
Yeah.
gave us a good. They gave us a They gave you a great appetizer, and they gave you a great entree, and then they ended off with a great dessert. So like it was a good Dynamite, and I honestly, this is just something I'll remember forever. And just like to remember that, as wrestling fans, remember like look at it as a perspective of like as if going to a restaurant. Like every restaurant gives you an appetizer, an entree, and then sometimes you go and you get dessert. And the so everything in wrestling is like going to a good restaurant where you get that quality service. You get what you need out of the experience. This is exactly what you needed in terms of the Dynamite. Tonight's done in terms of the Dynamite episode of Winter is Coming. This was just a fantastic episode.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was great. It was great. But as always, please make sure y'all follow all of our social medias. I tell y'all this all the time. Y'all already know what to do. Facebook, we on that. X, we on that. Instagram, we on that. And TikTok, on that as well. Hey, appreciate all the love and support y'all been giving, man. Look, we're looking at 220 subscribers on YouTube, and we're looking at about almost 540 followers on TikTok. So keep liking it up, keep sharing it up. I'm gonna start doing some live watch parties soon. So if y'all want to start joining that, get ready. Make sure y'all follow us on the Exclusive Nights Podcast TikTok. I'll be starting those as well. Hey, and if y'all see me on live, 9 times out of 10, I'm on my man Heels for Life, Chris's uh cookouts. Okay. If y'all ever hear us on there, hey, look, we are some people that know our facts, we know our stuff, we don't be playing. That's how I met my man BJ up on here,
Yes,
okay?
sir. Yes,
We do
sir.
this on a regular, man. And honestly, look, I tell people all the time, if you can get on one of these TikTok panels and hear us on here, hey, you're gonna hear some good stuff. But I always tell y'all, please make sure y'all like y'all content because we're gonna keep giving y'all that stuff the exclusive way. Come on, man, stop playing. Y'all know what this
Yes,
is.
sir. Yes, sir.
Hey,
And
BJ. Oh, what you got? What you got?
what I was gonna say was y'all follow me on all social media platforms. BJ Dixon underscore HGA on Instagram, TikTok, Benjamin Dixon on Facebook.
That's just what I was about to
I
tell the people too.
so yeah, 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 yeah. Um, and also I am a TikTok creator. Like as I'm saying, like I'm just a pro wrestling nerd that loves God and loves other things that just so if you like professional wrestling and you just love AEW, come over to the BJ Dixon HGA channel. You'll enjoy yourself. I'm clean. I'm clean cut. I don't do this for the money. I don't do this for the fame. I just do it just because I love
For the love of
I,
the game,
for the love
boy.
of the
Say
business,
do it
for the
for the
love of
love of
the
the
for the
game,
love of
boy.
the game, for the love of the game, bro. For the love of the game, bro. Like I just love wrestling. So when it comes to me, like it's wrestling, it's God, it's wrestling, it's my family, you know. So, I'm straight. So, I'm glad to be here on Exclusive Nights. Hope it won't be the last. It's my
Oh yeah,
first.
definitely not. Yeah, we're gonna get
So
you back on there.
so definitely, man, it was an honor to be on. And
Honor having you, bro.
yes, sir.
Hey man, look, I'm glad you was able to get up on here. I know we talked about you getting up on here a while ago. I'm glad you actually came on this episode more than before because I was like, well, shoot, I didn't even think you were going to Winners Coming. So the fact that you went, it made it even better. So it made it even
Yes.
better. So that was perfect, man. But
Yes,
as
definitely.
always, I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight, and we have my man BJ. Oh, man, come on, my man
Yes,
BJ was on
sir.
here killing it, man. This
Yes,
was great.
sir.
I loved it. I loved it, man. It was good to have you on here. I'm gonna close
Yes,
it up as
sir.
always. We are the exclusive nights, and we always ensure that we're the best there is, the best there was, and the best it ever will be, and to ensure that your nights will never be the same. Y'all be
Be
good.
blessed,
Y'all be
y'all. Be
blessed as
blessed.
always.